Hey guys, and welcome back to David's R&R. We're in today's video. We are going to be shooting part 3 of the Montgomery Ward lawnmower now turned restoration. I decided I like this mower a lot, and I've decided to. I don't have the money to fully restore it all the way down, but I do have enough to make it look like new. The hood's off, and that's because of it is painted back to its original silver color, and the fender will also be painted back to its original color. You can see I have a new deck, and that's because I got, probably see it over there, I got that parts tractor for this, and a lot of things have happened since part 3. The reason that I have waited so long to shoot part 3, and the reason there hasn't been a video for a month, is because of, if I were to shoot all the work and all the stuff that I've done so far, I would have 50 hours of video and film, and I can't fit that on my phone, first of all, which everything's on my phone, and second of all, that'd be a crap ton of editing, and I can't do it. So I'll just go over what we've done so far. First things first, underneath the transmission plate, we replaced the variable speed pulley. If you remember, in part 2, we did get the tractor. I think in part 2 we got it moving. Maybe we didn't. I got it moving, but it moved very slow, and it only moved one speed, and that was crawl speed. That's because the variable speed pulley that I had was stuck, and I tried to get it unstuck, and yeah, it broke. So I stole that off the parts tractor that I got. So now we have all the gears, and this thing goes very fast. Not gears, speeds. I did that. I rebuilt the front end, the whole steering thing, so I'm going to show you a few pictures before and after. And if you can see here, right now, the steering is how it's supposed to be, with the tie rod back behind that main support beam. See, with the knuckle there and the arm back there, and the steering rod straight. The old steering rod, I have it in a box. I decided to keep it for the fittings on the ends. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that thing was all kinds of bent up. So I took this, the steering rod, this piece here that goes up into here. I took all these off the parts tractor because of the ones I had were off of apparently some random tractor, because of, you can tell that someone hit this tractor right around here. They ran into something and they bent. That's why this rod here was all bent up and crazy. And when they did that, they must have bent some of this stuff, so they tried to replace it from a different tractor. Well, it wasn't the same stuff, because of this was on the outside over here, and that's not how it's supposed to be. I looked at the manual and everything. So I spent a whole day, rebuilt the whole front end. So I'll show you some pictures of that on the screen, probably right around now. I did that. I did my first seat upholstery. I got some padding, some styrofoam, and some actual foam, and I made my own seat and seat cover. So I did that. I'm starting to wire up lights and do some wiring stuff, which you'll see more in the video. What else did I do? I wired in a key switch down there. I got rid of the old toggle switch. And I'm going to be doing wiring in this video too. There's that, I don't know if you guys can see it down there. There's that variable speed pulley that I changed out. I did that. What else did I do? Oh, I washed this thing. So as you can tell now, here's the paint before with all the green, and the green actually is good. I'm not repainting any of the green. The only thing I'm doing is the hood and the fender when it comes to repainting, because of that green looks good. I removed some of these stickers that we could not save. Besides, it looks better with the green anyway. I got rid of the old deck, so we'll go over here. This is the original deck that came on it, and here it is. You can tell it's got big gaping holes in it everywhere. It's rusted out. No trying to save that. So I got this parts tractor for the variable speed pulley because the one on mine I could not save and it was broke. So I got this parts tractor for the variable speed pulley and the deck. I ended up taking, as you can tell, I took all the front end out of this thing and put it on mine to fix the steering. That's that. I've bought a new belt, which is up there, and I'm going to install that in today's episode. But I've got a few layers of paint on here. I know this is not the original color. I did end up buying the original gloss, like heavy tractor duty paint black, which came on this thing. I'm going to repaint this again, probably in like part 4. Part 4 will be the final video, and it might end up being like a recap of everything I've done. But yeah, here's the new deck. I'm gonna get on the ground here so I can show you what I've done. As you can tell, I made it so it just fits around everything perfectly. I don't know if you can see, but these deck stabilizer rods are both straight now, and the deck sits right. But it didn't before, and that's because of the one on the other side was bent like a J right here. It was bent like a J. So I ended up having to make a really hot fire, do some blacksmithing kind of stuff. I even hardened the steel with some oil. So that's stronger than before, and now the deck sits right. So yeah, this is going to be a repaint coming up in part 4. And we're going to replace this belt today. But yeah, that's kind of what I've done so far. A lot of stuff behind the scenes. There's probably stuff I didn't mention that I did. But a lot of work, a lot of hours. The deck took hours because I had to grind it all the way down, grind all the rust off of it, and prime it, and paint it, and prime it. And I have a few pictures of the deck. The bottom, nobody will see it, so it doesn't matter. And yes, it's Barbie pink. I actually kind of like it on the bottom. Maybe I can get up underneath here. Yeah, you can maybe see how pink it is underneath here. There's just a lot of Barbie pink everywhere. There's also a lot of grass, so you can't really tell what's pink. Oh, you can see now. Yeah. I ended up painting it with just some spray paint I had lying around. The top, I will make it. I'm trying to restore this kind of back to a factory look. So, the deck took I probably spent 25 hours on this deck, getting it all ready and stuff, and I'm not done with it yet. I did the hood. I have to show you guys the hood. I might be doing the fender in this part or the next part. The next part will be the final part no matter what. I think, unless I decide to make part 4 and then another video over the whole restoration. So we'll show you the hood here, after I show you some pictures of the deck, which I may already have, I don't know. I change my mind when I'm editing. But, let's go in here. I have the deck in here. I have some pictures of the deck, which I'll probably show you now just because they're better pictures and my camera quality is better whenever I take my time to take pictures. But nobody's seen the bottom side of it yet, so I'll show you guys the bottom of the hood. Here's the bottom of the hood. I took my time. I had to sand. This took another 5 hours. This one was, well, closer to 10 hours in total. Had to grind this down with bare metal and prime it and paint it too. But back to the original Silver Flake. There's a few things in the paint. It's been dry for a week, but you just wash that and all those little flakes will come out. But yeah, back to the original silver color. I managed to save the side logos and decals. They look like new. I washed them up. I even painted around. I painted that, taped all those letters off and painted it to make it look factory. So, yep, we got the hood done. We're going to be putting the hood on either in this part or the next part, one of the two. So that's how far we've gotten so far, guys. And now I think I've covered it. I think I've covered everything. I know it's kind of quick, but you guys get what's going on. So I think we're ready to jump in to start putting stuff on, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to start off by changing the belt on this. I've done a lot of stuff to straighten the deck out and stuff, so this is a big test to see if I can get the mower to engage and disengage, because this thing doesn't have any tensioner belts, so all it's got is the 2 pulleys and the engine pulley. So it relies completely on just the angular force and stretching of the deck going down and up to make it disengage and engage. So we're going to put this belt on. The only tools you might need for putting a belt on this mower is a pair of pliers if the pins are a little bit harder to come out, and you can just pull them out with your pliers. So to start this, what we're going to do is we're going to put the deck all the way down, and we're going to get down and start pulling pins out. That quick, you got your belt out. So, as you can tell, this belt has seen better days. Right there's a huge chunk taken out of it. Well, probably I'm out of focus. Right here, this whole chunk's just gone out of it. It's stretched. And here's it versus the new belt. And the new belt, you can definitely tell, is tighter by at least a little bit. So we're gonna put the new belt on, and let's get going. And also to let you know, guys, most of the belts, if you ever need to get a belt for your mower, do not go through an official parts place. Don't go on MTD's websites. Don't go on, an actual dealer. You can go into your local, like a Tractor Supply or your farm and home store. Most of them will have a section for a place where they have belts. They'll sell belts. They'll have a whole section, a whole wall, like a section of an aisle of belts. And they normally have a book, and you take the number, you read the number off your belt. There'll be a number on your belt. Write the number down off of it. Go to the store, take that book they have in that aisle, find the cross-reference section of the book, and you can cross-reference the numbers off your belt to a new belt, and they are a lot cheaper to buy at the farm store than to buy them directly from a dealer or from like an MTD website. So that's another little tip for you, and that will save you some. Disengage position. Also, another thing that will be happening with this mower, it will be converted to electric start. It's better on the tractor, better on the engine, and better on me. So we're going to get a starter for this thing and probably install that in the next episode. So here we go. Wrap this around. Make sure the keys on. Throttle up. A little bit of choke. bit, not fast as you can tell, but it just barely spins them like see how it stopped? See how I just stopped? So I'm going to make some kind of device that I have an idea, like with maybe some brake pads or something, that whenever you lift that lever up, it pulls a cord and it puts tension on the pulleys, just enough friction that the belt won't spin them. So that's something we're going to have to do. Maybe do that in the next episode. But it doesn't spin fast enough to kill anybody, I don't think, or hurt anyone. So yeah, that's how you change the belt, and we did that in like less than 10 minutes, I think we did. So I'm going to drive this around, make sure everything works right, make sure the belt's working right, and then we'll go on to probably lights. We're going to do some lights and wiring, and eventually, maybe in this episode, we might start the fender. So, Alright guys, so after I actually use the mower, it does disengage, and I think it's actually really cool. It works. It actually works. So right now I have the deck on, the blades on. You can see the belt spinning. You can see the pulley spinning, everything like that. But watch this. I disengage it. Give it a minute. It takes a while for it to spool down, but it will spool down and stop. Just give it a minute. It stops. It works. The belt works. It engages and disengages properly. I'm so stoked. I'm so excited. It will barely, like, slowly turn the pulley, but that's nothing. And leave it stop like I did this there. It just like maybe you'll move a tiny bit. That's really good. I won't take any tension to our system at all. It works great. I'm happy. I'm proud. And, you know, I'm excited. Everything works well like it's supposed to. I don't know what to say, so I'm just gonna jump into the next thing. I decided to show you guys this real quick, and I'm gonna keep getting me in a cut test. You can see where I mowed at before. Mow's pretty good. You can see like over here, you can see where I mowed at, where I've been, where I haven't been. This yard's already really short, but here, maybe in the shade, you can see better. There's where I've been, kind of like right here and over here, and then this is where I haven't been at. So it cuts well, everything works well on the deck. I couldn't be more happier. So next thing to do is wiring and lights. So we'll do that. I'm waiting on some stuff to come, but it should be here today, and I should be able to work on that. So that's the next thing we're gonna do, and we'll see you guys then. All right, so I decided to, you know, as I move along and keep adding things and inching along in today's video, most of the stuff that I'm doing just takes too long to record as I'm doing it, you know, painting and grinding stuff down and wiring that takes hours and hours, and I don't think I want to bore you. I'd rather do it and then go over it real quick. So as you can tell, I did the wiring in here. These are all crimp connectors that all these right here, these are crimp connections that I did, and then I wrapped with tape. And then all the wiring mumbo jumbo here I wrapped, and then I wrapped it through to here. Speaking of that, anyway, I wrapped that all the way to here to organize all that. So, and then put some crimp connectors on the lights up here because these were all messed up. I gotta figure out that bulb. It's shorting something out, shorting out the rest of my lights. But yeah, I did that, and then all the way back to there, I braided that with tape and There's a few crimp connectors underneath the transmission plate. So I did all the wiring there. I took the seat off and I painted it with the same gloss black that I'm going to use on the deck whenever I finally decide to paint it the last time. But I think that looks a lot better than it did before. I might show a picture of that, maybe not. I did that. I painted the springs for the springy seat. I'm not painting any of this. I know that's rusty, but it's gonna be covered up by the fender. So it's not like the rest of this. That paint's all good, but this is bad. But we'll take care of that in the future, maybe. But I painted that spring. I painted this spring with a very light coat, so it doesn't look really rusty. And I painted the little plate here, so I did all that. I also decided to paint the part of the shift lever that comes out that you can see with the fender on. I decided to paint that too. So I did all that and the wiring, and then I took the fender off. And this took me probably I was working about 4 hours on it. But yeah, I got the fender all sanded down with my grinder over there. It's sitting over there on the grass. Took my wire brush to it and did all that. Taped off the model number sticker because I want to keep that. I did the top, and then I also did the bottom. So any patches you see left, that's actual paint that I just didn't want to mess with because there was no rust in it. So yeah, I did that so far. I'm gonna prime this. I might go over priming, or I might show priming. I don't know. I'm gonna prime this fender and get it all painted up, and I'm not gonna put the hood on until I finish the fender. So I'm gonna do the fender, and then we'll put the hood and the fender on, and then I'm probably gonna take the deck off next and paint the deck. So I'll check back with you guys when I get there. Alright, so I ended up painting the deck black for the final time. This is the final paint, the final coat of paint. I painted it black. I know it's a little bit dark out. Probably show this to you maybe again in the light before I put it on. I moved the deck inside out of the dark to give you guys a better look and store it away. I think it turned out really good. This is a heavy black. I have the can. Let me grab the can real quick. This stuff is really good. It's Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement. Heavy duty, weather resistant. Yeah, it's rust preventative, gloss black. The stuff goes on thick. It's really good paint. So that I don't think the paint's gonna chip away anytime soon. So anyway, yeah, I thought I'd show you guys this. I think it turned out really well. All the paint's nice and glossy and even. So there's a better look at the deck for you guys. But I painted the deck. I put the hood on. Looking really minty fresh. The fender is primed, so got the primer on our fender and everything's all primed. So we did that. We painted all the little tiny brackets and things that go on the fender. And I also, because I got bored, couldn't go any further today because I had to let paint dry, I decided to clean up the lens for my headlights. I used baking soda, and I cleaned that all up, and it's a lot clearer. You can see through it, which you couldn't before. It was all yellow, and now it's clear and you can see through it. you can see where the headlights are and everything. You can see it. And I also replaced the bulbs, so got that all taken care of. And I think that with that, that's a good place to end part 3. So, cause I don't got a lot of time, and there's more things that I gotta do and get before I can finish the whole thing. But I think the next part you'll see will be over the full restoration, and you'll see from the beginning to the end. So stay tuned for that. We'll be painting the fender silver, and installing the lights and a starter, and then I think we're basically done. I think that's all we really have to do. So stay tuned for all that, guys. Yeah, stay tuned for part 4. If you like this video, thumbs up, comment. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this build, what you think about what I've done, how I've taken this back to the original look. Yeah, this is David signing out. Peace.